day 41 of my bungalow build, and this is my morning check. No, Regina, you haven't missed any photo because I didn't put one in. As I was searching through my wedding photos, the wedding albums, Oldby caught me looking through and then asked me what I was doing. I said I wanted to put a photo of our wedding to show my viewers, and he said, no, you can't do that. I don't want your female viewers writing to me and asking to meet. Oh, so I laughed so hard. I told him, you don't look like anything like your wedding photos anymore. And he said, I was like the kettle calling the pot black. But I told him, at least I still look like my wedding photo, although I'm a bit older now. He, on the other hand, looks like he ate the groom. You know, he swore a bit and said I was a big bee. And then he said something about being big bones and it was just middle-aged spread. I told him, I wish he had not spread it so thick. He needed to spread very thinly like I had to do with my peanut butter. He is sulking now, saying he wants porridge instead of a big fried breakfast, which is okay for me, as it saves me time. So this is Big B's breakfast. He's asking me to put 2 tablespoons of sugar, but this is what I'm gonna put in, 2 teaspoons instead. So he won't notice it. He'll be moaning, but you know, that's good enough. That's it, it's done. So I'm gonna give it to him where he's playing Minecraft. But no, Regina, I haven't posted some of my wedding photos yet, but I will come to that. And on my way to the budget bungalow, I must admit that this has drained me. Lately, I feel like my instructions are not followed. Someone else is giving instructions, and that's the one they followed. I don't, and you know who am I talking about. This is like taking me back to my squatter days when I used to moan why people just content of the lives that they have. It's really ridiculous. So here I am here, and I've seen that the old man's giving instructions or talking. I don't know. Let me hear it. And there's the that I will be branding him now and forever, checking what he can get money out of me, or dito. Kuwang. Seperti naman si Kita, mau lagi. So that's what I feel. Another instruction has been followed. Look how close it is, not from the drawing. This is, I admit to you, my viewers, this is draining me. I can't wait to get out of here. But if during my own build, I will ban this kind of people going through only the builders, Tony, Fredo, the one that's working for me is allowed on the site. But audience, I will just sort this out. What are they arguing first? If you look at the old couple's daughter's house, That's just basic wood and sheets. Can be that put together, amakans. And also, you look at their house. I know most Filipinos don't want to live like this, but these people like the simple life, sit around all day like these two are doing. Sit around all day and then no jobs at all, eat basic, live basic, and then look at them talking. That they do that every day. That's the old man, and they do that every day, and then play mahjong cards and just wheel and deal. So those are, it seems like they're out to get what they can from someone because they had no means of living. I know some foreigners may like that kind of lifestyle, relax, nothing to do, living simple life, living in a sheds, eating very basic food, Filipino food. But I know some wants better than that. I know one tell me that you need a vacation. I do. I need to go out, so I think I'll go out today. I'm gonna sort some banking and paying some bills. Then I'll see if I could buy my peanut butter because I'm getting cranky because I don't have peanut butter anymore. I'm just having toast with butter. It's not my type. I like my peanut butter on toast every day. A couple of toasts. I don't even have coffee because I don't like coffee. Just juice and peanut butter. I gotta get it because I'm getting cranky and depressed and drained out for the building. I'm going back now to day 41 budget bungalow build. I just been back in time like I planned before 5 o'clock, so I was back about 3:30. I've done their wages and I'm going down now. I read a few comments that Philippines will be shut down till the end of the year 2021, until 2021. So I myself, my opinion on that one, it will never happen. Just driving down, you see the church is operating. People are there in mass attending a church. So if you think about it, my basis is schools and universities will be open on September. Now you think about it, these universities and schools have foreign students, especially the medical schools and other courses like engineering, architecture. So how will this foreign student come in here? And ROFWs when they're bound to their contract end in those times. So you can see it is now geared up for opening. And it's not true what you heard. I've seen what this blogger that you referred me to, like I tried to point out yesterday, the Filipinos are the ones, they're not really very strict on following the rules. Like, it's lockdown. I tell you what, like I said on the car drive, liquors are now easily bought. It's open before. It isn't now. As of May 1, you can buy liquors in your local sari-sari store. And like I was driving down today, there's a church going on and you see a lot of parked cars. No social distancing was observed. And so, what is that for you? Why is it all congregating now? And a lot a few more businesses have started to open, like I was driving around. So that is not true. 2021 is not. It will be in a few months that Philippines will be open to tourism, because tourism is a big contributor to our economy. And I arrived here now. So here we are on day 41. This is how they are so far. They have done the bracing on that side of the wall. You can see that the roof of the old house is not been taken down, but they are just continuing with the bracing. I had to buy extra 10 pieces of wood because it's miscalculation of old Tony. Or like I said this morning, he added more bracing than what is the plan. Like, that's why I feel like someone's is following a different instruction, not the one that we agreed. That's why I had to end up buying additional wood. And I know who it is. And this is the pastime of the people that surrounded me here. Look, gambling. They stay there until wee hours in the morning. They have nothing to do all day. Either cards, do a bit of their pets or animals, and that's it. That's their pastime. And imagine me talking to these people. It's fine if I talk to my workers, but those kind of people that you can just talk here, although I do keep my distance so much, that's why I just quickly come here and then go home. But talking and interacting with them every day is really depressing. And what they want in life, nothing. Like, there's no goal. Can talk something other else than what they know. What they know about what life should be. You know, I mean, there is no growth for learning around this kind of people. I always keep myself busy. I had no time for that because I don't, like I said when I was growing up, life is so hard. And it's up to you to do something about it. And I did realize that you can't rely on anyone else but you. Yourself will be the one changing your destiny. So we have done the bracing now. All it does need is the trimming for outside. So you can see there, they got the lines where they're gonna put the sheets, and that's the last end. So all the wood is now in. So I think that's why they don't take out the old couple's old house, because they're trying to leave it for the weekend. So next week we're only until Friday, because you know why? This old couple will be doing 3 lechons on Saturday because it's the fiesta here around the place. See, even their fiesta will not stop. They will have a big party around here. So you won't believe that they're living on those conditions, and they will do that kind of big feast every fiesta. And so they're hoping that the roof will be on, so they will held the fiesta around here, their food gathering. So I can't accept that tradition, that even if you're suffering the whole year and then in one fiesta you just do everything to impress your visitors. And that's why I don't agree with my mother before, because she's a bit like that we are here suffering all year, and then when fiesta, you do everything to impress. How hypocrite you are. So that's why I'm always called the devil's child. So they have used all the wood that I bought and nails, so that will be the calculation for the update of the total running costs at the end of the week. So the sheet has not been in, so I will just be counting the wood and the nails has been used for the last 3 days. So then again, see, they're held up because of the old house's interference. Oh, I don't understand why they don't let your grandson take those out yesterday instead of doing other jobs, because anything that he will do will help my lads. So if they can't, then don't put the sheets on. So they're now just sewing all the wood to get out and being careful that those roof won't just collapse. So only 5 working days next week. Hopefully that will get me more on the finished condition of this house, finished stage. Most of this will be rendered and I could move on. So because it's now draining on me, this one. I want to get away from this, finish it all and go for another project which I don't have to deal with the demands. It's only mine. So this is the last stage that they are, and it's all done then. Only this stage here. I have no more charge, so the camera will turn off in a minute. So they've done 1, 2, 3. So like the edge of the awning is what they're doing now, so but it will be touching the house, so that's what they're doing there. Cut it off. I'm going down today to get some more groceries because I run out, and then do some banking, buy the medicine, what's not medicines, actually vitamins for my dogs, and some other stuff that I have to sort. This is May 2, Saturday. I want to be back before 5 o'clock to give the lads their wages. I'm using my old reliable banger because he's even numbers today that is allowed to run through. So I got my other one is odd number. It should be the end number that they check. So like you see, it's mostly even numbers. The end of the number plate is running today. So since this one is qualified to run today, I'm using her. But this is my old reliable car. It's been with me for so long. So there's the mayor's office. This one, they're exempted when it's government cars. So this is my drive when I go down to the city. Usually it takes me an hour with traffic to go to Ayala Mall. The traffic is when you're in the city, but 6 kilometers from where I live is where the main town here, and this is where all the Cebu International School, Maria Montessori International School, Asian Computer Technology College, SciTech, all private schools. So I got a question once what schools that are near here. So we have here in our place, Talamban, Pulang Batu, to the mountain areas of North District, Cebu City is located as where the nice schools are located. Maria Montessori International School, Cebu International School, SciTech private school, Science Technology Academy, that's SciTech, and a lot of public schools, of course, because like we have our own Pulang Batu elementary and high school, and the Pitos elementary and high school. So, and we have 2 hospitals here, the Cebu Doc North Gen, where Marvin went through before when he was here, and a public hospital up on the hill, the Guba Public Hospital. So it's just like 5-minute drive with traffic, but that's all. We're actually quite nicely located. So this is our local welder, and this is the place now nearing the town. So this is my drive every day, but I'm get used to it now. Before, when I moved, when I started building my castle, there is no road. All you see is just pathways, or there might be some, yeah, there is road, but it's just rocks, boulder, like very rough. You can't drive fast. But now, through the years, with all our lobbying in the City Hall, we're coordinating with our barangays. Barangay captain before is very active in lobbying what we want in our place. Then all the roads now has been cemented. So I'll just let this joke. So that is the tiny house build. And there's another house beside it, but it's not been done anymore since the lockdown. So and this is our old Japanese bridge that still hasn't finished fixing it. It's creaking and clacking as we drive through, but I know it's safe anyway because they put some beams underneath. It's only the surface where they wanna so-called maintain the metal on it, but underneath they have a beam underneath the bridge, cement. So this is our gym, Pulang Batu gym. So I cannot go to that shortcut that I usually take because this is where our local cement and rebar and hollow block makers. That's why I could get my sand, gravel, hollow blocks, even cement, and if they have stocks at cheaper than the hardware in the town. I think there's a funeral because this seems to be a funeral when it's like this. It is a funeral. I thought all of this congregation is banned, but it doesn't seem to apply here. that's the chapel, the old Pedro Calungsod, because the big one is not finished yet, but that's the local Pedro Calungsod church. So that's the area where we get the, if you want the, not the river sand and gravel, you want the crusher. That's the crushing plant there. They crush the boulders, and you can get it, of course, in cost price. That's why another business that you can get in here, like my neighbors around here, is they contact building people that are building, and then who are their supplier, and they just rent a truck, get it at cost price, and then charge them the proper retail price. And also the hollow blocks, because you can see everywhere here it seems to have a hollow block business. And that's the big subdivision coming up, the extension of Greenwoods. And that's the container hotel that I featured once. So we have a hotel now very near here, Container Hotel. That's Antonio's place. So this is the drive that we go through every day, and me and my family go through every day if we get down to the city. This is in the left right corner. That's the road going up for a shortcut, but that's blocked like a scene from the Walking Dead series. That's another one making hollow blocks. That's our former barangay captain that is very active. That's why all our roads are cemented. She's well respected around here. And this is the main big church here near our place. This is the Pedro Calungsod Church. And right next to it is the high-end subdivision called Greenwoods. Greenwoods subdivision, Pitos. So across the Greenwood subdivision, Pitos, is the big Pulang Batu Elementary School, North District of Cebu City. So these are all the high-end plots, and then you can build your own house. And in here you have the bridge. When I first bought my budget bungalow, the bridge was very low, and when it floods, I have to wait for the flood to subside before I can cross over. This one is new, and there's 3 people I know that died on that bridge. When it was built, one of the builder died there, like accidentally, when they lift up something, and then it was caught on his neck or something, that ended his life because of bleeding. And then our neighbor, actually the son-in-law of that old man I'm giving the budget bungalow, was so drunk, driving his motorbike, stopped there and fell over in the bridge and hit his head on a rock. It's not even a very deep bridge. This is SciTech, private school here in Pitos, and a few meters down is Cebu International School. But this is now the town of Pitos, where you buy your fresh produce, where markets or farmers meet. This is a subdivision here, and this is another church here, and this is where you buy your fresh produce, because this is where this is an open market, mostly 24 hours. The Lolier, the bakeries. So there's a truck coming, you can see up ahead. There's a pink 10-wheeler coming, so I have to just be on this side here to wait for him to pass through. But this is the place where we get our stuff. The vegetables and fresh produce are always here. You can see the farmers congregating here, and you got feeds and stuff like that. And the people that's having sari-sari store off the hills on the mountain barangays, they usually buy it here instead of going to the city, because they have a big wholesaler here for local stuff called Mikos. And this is what you have. That's why I'm avoiding this area. I have to go to the shortcut, but it's not possible for me to go to the shortcut as of the moment because they block out the road. That barangay, by not going here, it saves me about 6 kilometers. Saves my time, saves my petrol, but you know what I mean? Saves the traffic. Because look at this. If you're just a new learner, you'll be panicking. Sometimes 3 or 4 of that 10-wheeler will be here. So I'll just have to turn this off for now. I have to stop in that one so I could maneuver the car away from those big potholes in Pitos. I am now here in the safe zone, leaving Bakayan area underneath the bridge. There's the underneath this bridge that I'm going through is the family that I featured once in my video. And as you know that why I call that man, the talking to the old man this morning, because I have to bleep because that man will bleed you out dry if you let him. He is just like abuse. He got a foreigner son-in-law who built them a house and then give him 50,000 pesos to sort the electric connection. Oh, he pocketed the 50,000 just connect to his neighbor, which is also his relative's house, for their electric connection. And when the house is building, he keeps on selling the materials, and that's his daughter and his foreigner son-in-law. And he'll just make like right now, he's friendly with the old man, and because the old man wants this dirty kitchen done in concrete, and I said I will not be spending on it. You got a kitchen there, and when do you want another kitchen? That's your expense. So he was told by the old man to buy some hollow blocks. You know how much I get my hollow blocks at only 7 pesos each cost, because the old man cannot call, don't know how to use the phone, cannot go anywhere if not somebody take him. He charges the old man 10 pesos per hollow block, and saying, oh, this is better quality than I use, the same source, the same look, and anything like that. There's the bongo, brand new bongo pickup truck of his foreigner son-in-law, left there because they can't go through because they live in the province. So that it's left there in the house of him that was built by the foreigner son-in-law. And what happened? He's taking jobs of delivery around. Like, you got logs to deliver. Oh, he'll take you on the new bongo. You got sand and gravel to deliver. He'll take you in behind the bongo, not thinking that he don't even own the bongo. And I asked him, why are you using that? Let's use it while the owner still cannot use it. While the owner don't know, the foreigner son-in-law won't know. I mean, that person have no job, just sit there all day and just wheel and deal. And that's how they live, wheel and deal. So, like, extract any money. Like, there's a election, they will be the big campaign holders for the one that's willing to pay them. But if you don't, like, someone else offer them bigger wage, they'll be there. There's no loyalty at all. But that one, why I really annoyed by his presence, because he's there looking around my place. He's the one who induced that old man to demand on me a tin roof with metal trusses, because he'll be the one organizing the build, and he'll be the one getting a welder because old Tony cannot weld, so cold, blah blah blah. And I will just make the B pay. I mean, and when you look at him, he'll just smile with a big smile, like innocent smile on your face and behind it. So I don't even talk to him. I talk to him when necessary, like, really, fine. Yeah, because those kind of people, I know it's embarrassing, but they exist. If you want to overtake. Because some people put frontliner in their car, print it themselves. There's even no sign there that it's the frontliner, the doctors on the from the actual government Department of Health. He's just printed his own thing there, put frontliner, so he can go ahead. And that's one of the things that's stupid here. Look, the Department of Health issued frontliner stickers for doctors, and people will print their own just to get ahead of the traffic. What traffic are you talking about? There's no traffic, you can get ahead. But that one, you can tell that he's not even a doctor. Or just put some white shirts there that think that you're a doctor going to work, not realizing, if you know what the Department of Health issued stickers, it's a different color. Oh, so these are some of them. I think it also happens in other countries, that there are people like this, like, disabled parking. They print their own so they can park. Because I've seen in one of the comedy skit, in foreign comedy skit, that they make their own disabled parking so they can park on the front. So it's not new. We're not alone on that one. There's another building coming there in Talamban, across Plaza Elysia. Because this one's swerving on the road, he might cross over as soon as I go straight on. So we are here now, where that one is the crossing towards Mandaue. This one is Petron Station. So this is my drive. Most of the time I'm going to the city, and it takes me an hour if there's traffic, but right now it's quite quick because the streets are deserted, because this is a very traffic area during rush hour, the Talamban Road. So when I drive here, I avoid the 7 to 9 in the morning. Actually, it actually starts at 6 to 9 in the morning, and 4 to 7 at night. But it's inevitable sometimes that you can count those kind of times. But if I go down, I usually schedule it away from those times, because that's the rush hour during normal days. So you can see businesses are starting to open. The vet there and the animal supplies is open. Eateries are open. Even internet is open. So it seems to be like they're only operating as well in certain times, but they're open. There you can, but observing social distance. There's the Night Owl Cafe, internet cafe. There's a gap between the booth for computers. So there's the food delivery, the one that's allowed to go around even the boundaries of Mandaue and Cebu. So I was hoping that the Cebu won't be included in the ACQ rule, but we're not on general quarantine. We're still on the enhanced community quarantine, so it's still borders are still closed, still strict. So we can't do anything about it. Just follow the government mandate for everyone's safety. I'll be picking up Indian as well on my way back home. I'll just go to Country Mall. I don't go to Ayala to avoid that Barangay Luz, where all this contaminations, a lot of contaminations coming from. So I'm just here in Country Mall. Actually, you got another choice, the BTC, but I'll rather have the Country Mall because it got big parking space than the BTC, the Manila Town Center. So this is now like the main North District area of Cebu City. And this is where all the medical schools, universities, the University of Cebu, and high-end subdivision, Maria Luisa State Park. And yeah, see, I just arrived here 30 minutes from the hill, main city. So I'm 24 acre. We're not living on the province. We're actually living on the best of the city. They still have the border control in Mandaue. Let's see if I can get through. Seems like they're not stopping the vehicle. Later on, not now. Because only a few meters from there, the Cebu Home Builders. But let's see here. What is this one going? So Palawan Express Payment Padala open. So I've noticed a lot is now start to open up, but still observing the distance, of course, like Jollibee. So I arrived here now. This is Cebu Country Mall. This is where I intend to go, so I could sort all the banking. And they got a big pharmacy there as well, so everything I want for the trip will be done. I'll just turn it off so I could maneuver the park. I just went straight here on my favorite Indian restaurant to pick up some takeout because I was shocked in Country Mall. The queue for going inside the grocery. Now I know every Saturday will be starting from the Montebello Villa Hotel before you go into the grocery itself. So I'm just here straight into the Indian restaurant because since I'm out, I could just as well pick it up. But I'm glad I've been out for a while because staying there non-stop, just facing those people in the build site, the old couple, their family and everything, it's making me depressed. I mean, it's making me feeling down because it makes me remember my squatter days, that I'm surrounded with this kind of people, and this is growing up. This is the one that I'm trying to avoid, that I will not end up growing old living like this. And as a young girl, I'd like to surround myself with positive people. And this time, I have no choice but just stay there because I'm building the house. But it does gets me down. So I think Oldby understood that, send me out, like even for his own interest, get a takeout. But sorry, I can't get his snacks. I can get inside a grocery. The queue is very long. I can't even do the banking because the banks only open at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I'll just have to buy the load for the internet, which is one of the important things I'm going out for. But I think some of you can understand me that the building is really draining. Indian now, so I'll just have to go back next week because I can't stand the queue is until the back of Country Mall where the Montebello Villa Hotel Road is. So going back to my story, that's what getting me down is to be going around every day. I have to see the old couple and his family that's doing nothing, just stay there all day, wheeling and dealing a little bit, just content of what their life is. And oh my God, this is the life that I'm trying to get out. When I was a little girl, I'm surrounded with those kind of people. Like, I call them the just no ambition, just content of what they got. And I promise myself that my life will not be here. It has to improve. I'll do my best as a little girl. I cannot live like this. And it's getting me down because I remember the old days, my poverty days, that I'm struggling there. Like I said, I'm so busy. 2 hours a day I go there, and then I upload the video, edit the video, 1 hour to edit the video, another hour to upload the video, another hour to answer the comments. Then I have to take care of my family, and in 2 hours of that day, every day, I have to dedicate into studying because I'm buying for another qualification. I'm so busy. I don't have household help. Only Daloy is the one is in my domestic help, but he is assigned to do the outside cleaning, the outside dogs, trim up the garden. That's what he does when there is no building. That's why he works so hard during the building, because I give him a house, the food as domestic help. Of course, you know that it's free. I mean, he's paid more than most. If you think about it, he don't have to pay any rent. He got his own house. I even furnish it with furnitures and lights and all the appliances that he needs, TV, radio, electric fan. And it does gets me down to be surrounded again with those losers. And I could remember the good old days with what makes me who I am. I could remember that as a 12-year-old, I was sent by my mother to collect the rent from one of our boarders. And this happened to be a military man. I collected it because it's long been overdue. I don't know what happened. He stopped paying. So I was sent over because I was the one that's not get embarrassed to talk to people. And I talk to them in English as well. Because as you know, I grow up in the nun-school that only allows to speak English. And I end up him so annoyed by me asking for the rent that he pointed an Armalite on my face, and that's a 12-year-old. It didn't shock me. I start shouting at him. I know a lot of people's watching. Shoot! Anyway, I'm young. My love hasn't begun yet. Shoot! Nothing to lose. But he didn't. He realized his fault. When I grow up and become what I am now, he became my good friend. But he told me after that incident, "You gonna go places, girl. You're so brave. Most kids just gonna get nervous when you point a gun on them. But no," I said, "this is our life here. We have nothing to lose, most of us here. But not when I grow up, because I'll find you." And like I said, now we'll become good friends. He is also like improved his rank in the military, but we become very good friends until the day he died. And also another incident that I remember in the squatters life is really hard. You are like very tough there in the city. Walking on the alleyways, I met someone like holding something in his stomach. And then I realized he was stabbed and all his guts are coming out, and he's holding it. He's asking me, "Help, help." And it was actually a gang war or something. And I was there walking to get something on the shop, like a kind of sardines for our food, I think. And I met this guy on the alleyway holding his stomach, and I saw him holding his guts and help. And I said, "What can I do? I don't know what to call, what to do. I'm only a kid." But I'm just looking at him, not scared. This is the life that I'm growing up with. The more that I'm determined to change my destiny. So there's a lot of gang fights where I grow up. There's a lot of neighbors that's into different vices that I don't. Of course, drug dealings, prostitution. A lot, because it's a squatters area. That's where some of the bad people in society lives as well because of necessity, but no, it doesn't scare you. But the more, as a young girl, I'm determined. I want to get out of this. I don't want to live on this mess. I don't want to live at where it's really stinky, really tight roads, alleyways. I even featured that squatter in my video, where foreigners dare to something like it's, you can see where I grow up. That's the place, and it's really top where you go down under your alleyways. There's a house on top, so like only one person can go through, and if there's a raid or something, everyone gets stuck, or the police got cornered and they get fired on. I mean, that's life. You live with it. But I did not, as on my status now, I still look back to those days. This is what those days is making me the person that I am now. The hardship, the meeting of those kind of people. And I'm glad I'm out of there. But it was such a journey. It's a tough journey. You need patience, endurance, and determination. Use your intellect in every way. You don't have to succumb to doing the oldest profession because I know I can do it. I have so many scholarships that get me through my education because I believe in education, and it does help you get through with life around here. But I know there are people that you don't have to give them education. They're just intellectuals and with street smarts, and education can't make them. They're already made geniuses in some different areas. I meet those kinds as well. And yeah, that was keeping me depressed, is making me remember the kind of people I used to be surrounded with during my poverty days. And these are the people like the old man's family. Really depressing. So I'll have to stop here. So I've done my grocery. I just do that, only a few items, because we have our own Gaisano supermarket here. You can see a foreigner buying his stuff, but they're not complete. So it's only a small supermarket which is local around here. So just pick up the most important thing, like meat, chicken, eggs, milk. They have those ones, but you know, like Old Bees, snacks, it's not there. Only the local snacks. So here is this vicinity of Cebu International School, and this is the Prebea Hills, a high-end subdivision. So you can see that we are really well situated. We are living in the hills of Cebu City, away from the noise and pollution, but we can go easily to the city if we want to. And fortunately, my two vehicles can permit like the other one's odd, this one is even, so it will allow me to get down to the city almost every day if I want to. But nah, I don't like going down with all this lockdown. Since the last time I done that's Cebu International, my driving out, this is the second one, and I realized now that Saturday is not a good day. So I'm going through this very narrow roads again of Pitos. That's the college here, Asian Computer Technology, and this is on the way up to where I came from, to where I live. So there's a big pot there that I need to consider. So this is our local market here. This is Pitos Market, where all the farmers from the farms meet first before they like trade it in or sell it to the big markets in Carbon. So like if you want fresh produce, there's no, if you got your own vehicle from where I live, like Mrs. Turner and Mrs. Turner, you can just get down anytime, get your fresh food, vegetables here. Just 6 kilometers down, just like the international schools that near the place. My rust bucket is even number, so you can only get out TTHS. So I've done this drive before, so I think you're familiar with it now. It's 3 o'clock. I need to get back. I'm gonna get the lads' wages. I've done the calculation while I was waiting for the Indian takeaway, so on my way home. When my daughter used to be in school, I do the school run every day. I don't let old B drive because he don't have the patience with all this no rules driver that we have in here. We don't have to hide that. It's true. It's the first that can get it. It's like if they can block you, they'll block you everywhere. So I'm more patient than him when it comes to driving. So he only drives during emergencies that I'm incapable of driving. Like my feet hurts or my arm hurts. But I got my daughter now that can do the driving as well. So we're sorted. So this is where the checks are. And if they don't know your vehicle, they stop you to get your quarantine pass. But I think they know me. So this is Greenwoods Executive Homes for people that like to live in a subdivision because they like the feeling of guarded communities, communal facilities. But I'm not. So this is our biggest church coming soon here. I hope it will be finished, but I know the funding is now start to come in because there are people working underneath. And there we have a big church. We have international schools, 2 international schools, college. You can actually just live on this area quite freely. You got supermarkets, local supermarkets or proper markets, and still live away from it all. All you need if you're living on the hills is a reliable vehicle. And the transports as of the moment, if you don't have a vehicle, is motorcycles. You ride on motorcycles, but soon as some of the jeepneys won't be allowed to do the routes in the city, they will be transferred here in the suburbs. So that will be good news for some of the locals, because not everyone would like to be riding on, like to ride on a motorcycle. Like me, if I can help it, I won't. But old B don't want me to ride on motorcycles as well. It's quite dangerous to me. I mean, for me, because some people really love it. So there's the hollow block makers. So as of the moment, Cebu is now laxing. Liquor is not banned anymore. Shops are allowing you to buy it now. So that's why the old couple, like having the old man is drinking again. Because I could tell, because when I'm there, when he's like, why he's not hiding away, like want to talk and all that, because I call this kind of people that's so shy to talk to you face to face, no face people. And I've noticed a few times now that he's there talking to me straight, that well, you have to pay for the what. And so now I know they can buy liquors now, alcoholic drinks. Then again, this is my drive going back the hill. Roads are all like this, and like I said, the must is a reliable vehicle, a reliable transport even if you're into the motorbike, any transport, as long as reliable, because the only public transport available so far is just like the habal-habal or the local motorcycles. Another thing that was building around here, the new building that they're creating, there will be down here, what's this? Cockpit, legal cockpit, like a building. So you can see it there being built. Oh, the dogs. So I'm going back. This is my way, passing the old Japanese bridge and drive up. And some people may be thinking, is that safe to drive there? On the years since I bought the lawn in 2003, I haven't heard anyone there's a big truck there bringing water to the people here. So I have to maneuver the car because it's too big for the road, but I get through. So these are all the developments around here. That one there is owned by an Australian, but it's all like a compound of the Filipinas family. There's another one there building another house. So it's getting improved, but I'm still on the further up, and you can see there's a car behind me. That's our neighbor who just bought a new car, a new second-hand car. So things are improving, but I could remember when I bought this land, no roads, like I said, only rocky roads, that when it rains there's no drainage, you'll be jumping on puddles. Like your car will go through puddles deep. Some of them are deep, so you know when it's not during the dry, I will take note where is those deeper puddles, just in case I have to go up at night before when I was constructing and I'm new to the place. But now it has the road, drainage, the electricity sorted, signal sorted, so not really much of a problem now. You can tell the grumbling of my old car. I need to sort some of the suspensions on it, or the mounts, whatever is the problem. So that are the mountain view. So you're away from the pollution. All you get is surrounded by trees and quietness. It's ideal place for people who don't like to live on the city, but you're still near the city. You know what I mean? Like, you're away from the crowd, you're away from the pollution and noise. But if you want to go down, it don't take you long to go down. It's not like a day's trip, or only a few hours and you're there and back. And I'm gonna be back to my castle now, away from all the hustle and bustle and the noise and the pollution of the city. I'll just have to stop now because there's so many on my tail.